She just called me tonight. She has gone through the list. She called everybody in Nelliston and Palatine Bridge that hadn't had their, star exemption in. And she said she had about less than a dozen for the town, which she's gonna call tomorrow. And she will be here tomorrow, and she will be here Friday, because Friday is the last day.
Star or Star and Ag?
Star and Ag, both, yes. But she said she's got about,
Do other
Listen.
townships do this? I've never heard
she
of
has
them
sent
doing
out,
this.
she sent out 3 letters to the people that haven't do it. No, other townships don't do it. She goes above and beyond, I mean, she even goes to their homes if they're homebound. So, you know, she does everything she can to get the people the exemptions they're entitled to.
We'll skip over that for now. There's really no report there. Code enforcement officer. There's another one out doing his inspections this time of year.
And he's taking classes too.
Okay, we have a motion to accept his report.
I'm gonna make that motion.
Okay, and a second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Town clerk.
Well, I'm still working on taxes. They've been coming in good. I talked to a couple other, well, I talked to Minden's town clerk last night. She said her taxes have been coming in slow. Mine have been coming in real good. I'm close to 2 million already collecting. And I will be here tomorrow, because it's the last day without another penalty. So I will be here tomorrow, 8:30 to 1:30 to collect taxes. And it will be next week. I will be taking the county's February check down to them. And also, you can, as you can see, I had a little excitement with they had the windstorm with the door. And we're trying to get that taken care of. So it's kind of an imposition to use the other door, but no handle on it, so you're the string.
Use for baler twine.
Is it, is the frame broke as well as the door, or just the door?
Well, the door closure came off when the wind hit it, and when the wind caught it, the door closure, the door flew open, the door closure almost hit Ron Dygert in the head as he was going out the door. And then I had to lock it, and I thought I had it locked, and the wind come up again, and it whipped it, and that's when it broke the glass. The second time it flew open.
The
So
door
the door is
frame
sprung.
itself is sprung, and if you're familiar with aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
what happens once it's sprung, the second time through, it springs a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
The glass is over $500 to replace, and we put a new glass in a weak frame, and there's a good chance with another high wind, we would have the same kind of problem. I took it upon myself to order a new door. The new door is a little over $2,000. The door, time you're done, is $550. And also we're gonna put a more modern closure on there that will better hold the door. And in the springtime or this next summer, as you'll see with what other things are going on here, if that door is to be retained in that location, I want to put a windbreak up there. I don't like doors exposed east and west to the wind. It's just not a good practice, not only for having troubles like this, but also for heating a building. Whenever you're upwind, the heated air finds a way downwind when you open the door. Just a windbreak is a big help. I am obtaining estimate, and we'll get 2, 3 more if necessary, to put a door in the front side. You'll note the way this building is built. A door at the front will not be exposed to the wind quite so bad, and we'll be able to get rid of this ramp that takes up a lot of room.
That's where the initial door was anyways. right?
That's right. Yep. Okay, any more questions on the door issue? Do you understand what I said?
Right, but that's uninstalled, correct? 2,000?
That's installed.
That's installed.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're gonna try to fix it so we can use that. We're gonna have the locksmith put a piston on there of a new cushion on this door and see if we can't use it. The new door that's ordered will be 2 weeks getting here. Maybe we'll be able to use that door in the interim. If not, we're stuck with a Baylor Twine.
And who did we get the door from?
Well, it's Fulton County Glass. Yeah, I've used him. He's put well over 100 door fronts in for me out of aluminum. Of course, it's a different regime now. I ordered that, and I got an estimate on the one in the front, and we need a couple more. That aluminum work in walled aluminum storefronts are expensive. In the past, they've been so expensive that I have put a wooden frame in and told them to put a door on a glass front. So I haven't done any of that kind of work in probably about 6 years now, so I'm out of tune with what the prices are. In this setting anyway, we should be getting 2 or 3 estimates for that kind of stuff.
Do we have to have bulletproof glass?
Hmm?
Do we have to have bulletproof glass?
No. No. With what's going on with the building issue here, the front might get handed to the county for the sheriff's department to do what they feel is appropriate if we go through with this thing that I've been working on. It'll end up with the sheriff's office in the front, an up-county office for the sheriff. And we won't have to do any renovation work in the front third of this building. But that's all something that we have to sift through. We've got a building committee appointed, and we have a board. And we're gonna have to go through this process one step at a time. It's been complicated. Now it's time with the board and the building committee get involved, and we make some hard decisions. We'll get to that later in the meeting. Okay, now we're all set with the town clerk.
I make a motion to accept the town clerk's report.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion on the town clerks? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, the planning board.
Planning board's involved in 2 subdivisions right now, which will be finalized at the next meeting, which is next Wednesday, with 2 public hearings. The comprehensive steering committee, we will have the county planning person, I'm sorry, I forget his name, he took Amanda's position, Amanda Bearcroft was promoted, and so this person's taken her position, and she was our liaison to the county, so he will be coming to the comprehensive planning meeting in March, and we've sent him all of the data that we've compiled, so we'll be conferring with him and his expertise as if he thinks, you know, if we have enough data to start moving towards looking at goals, figuring out what it is that people are saying that we need in the town. So I would hate to predict, but I'll predict that probably within a year, we'll probably be able to be moving along towards a report and towards public hearings.
Is there some kind of projected time frame on a master plan?
No, the comprehensive plan is unpredictable, because what you're doing is you're collecting, you know, you have to do a survey, then you have to get demographic information. We'll be working, so we've been spending all this time getting data. So I think we have the data that we need. Now we have to sit down and look at what it tells us. And the expertise of the county planning board is basically not only their expertise of do they also agree with us that we have the right amount of data to start looking at what kind of goals we think should be involved, that towns should go forward, but they also have tools that we can use. So they can turn some of that data into pie charts and other types of charts. So once we have that information and we feel it's good information, we have to come back to a public hearing. We have to come back to this board, say this is where we are, we're ready to start talking about goals, we're moving in this direction, do you concur? And so that could be, we meet once a month, you know, that could be anywhere from 6 more meetings to more.
Is there anybody on your board that is familiar with writing grants?
Yeah, I have a $24 billion grant right now that I'm the PI of.
Would you be willing to help us try to write some grants?
Does that mean you want me to write the grant, or do you
Well,
want me to help you?
I don't, I don't know.
There's a big
I
difference,
honestly
right,
don't
Vance?
know. I have a meeting tomorrow morning that I'm going to find out if there are any possibilities. And if there are, I want to jump on it.
My, probably from the tone of my voice, you can tell, I'm really stressed out right now with my current grant. It's the first year of it, which is a huge lift. Probably by the end of the summer, I could assist. What I write is academic grants. I'm not sure how successful I would be with town grants or public grants.
I know if we don't write any, we won't be successful. I got that figured out.
But I'd be happy to see if
We'll
I
talk.
could be helpful.
We'll talk. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the planning board? All right, I entertain a motion to accept the report.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, Board of Ethics.
Nothing new to report this month.
Okay. Okay. We'll skip that, then it's my turn, and this is the point in the meeting where I put the discussion on the building. I put together a few pieces of paper here for everybody that's involved, and the pieces of paper I put together have gone to all the parties involved. As you know, we discussed somewhat previously, I have been trying to obtain the Pizza Hut property for the town. I feel financially it is a wonderful opportunity for us. I will have written information giving guaranteed access to building prior to another meeting. I left that stuff here Monday, and I had given it to the appropriate parties involved, the sheriff's department, Okay, Town of Palatine Board now has it, Montgomery County Board of Legislatures has it. The Montgomery County Treasurer has a copy of this. The Montgomery County Executive, the Montgomery County Sheriff, Cayman Realty, and Stewart's are the involved parties. Tonight, my purpose is more or less to introduce the subject. Think about it. Basically, it involves moving all the town offices out of this building except the court. The town offices thereafter would be located in that Pizza Hut building in Dutchtown Plaza, or adjacent to Dutchtown Plaza. This building, the front third, the sheriff would love to have converted into an up-county sheriff's office. There are many obvious reasons why the sheriff's department would like to do that. Cut down on mileage on cars, increase deputies' time on patrol rather than commuting back and forth, arrest and restraint, our ready access on the top of a knob on a state highway. We have the curb cuts, which are almost impossible to come by now to build along a state highway. And it's very well located in the middle of his area that he patrols. For us, the room, obvious. Our court, I can show you all kinds of reports where the court system of New York State feels that we are way inappropriate. In the shuffle, in years to come, it's my feeling the small governments that are not properly managed and do not provide well for state mandated services are going to be going by the wayside. There is a lot of pressure coming from the feds, the state, and pressure from the county, pressure from the taxpayers. All the police agencies in this surrounding area are not going to survive. These villages are under a lot of fiscal strain. Townships, as you know, our budget gets tighter. This is a look into the future, and this is a look into providing appropriate facilities for what we're doing for the citizens of the town of Palatine. It's a big undertaking, and I obviously have talked to a lot of people to try to bring this together. And right now, the only negative attitude that I am incurring is Cayman Realty. I have been nice to Cayman Realty. I guess maybe he thinks that I'm real nice and don't know at all what I'm doing, because they don't feel they want to participate. Stewart's owns a section of land that they have agreed to do whatever is necessary to give us access to that building, and then that access would be on the east side of the building, and there's enough land in the front of the building for a driveway to access the west side of the building. And I can show you copies of the deed. That land goes almost to the west driveway of Cayman Realty's Dutchtown Plaza. There is enough room there for parking for over 50 vehicles. And I am assured by our attorney that once we start using it, and once there's a little pressure on Cayman Realty, there isn't going to be too much that they can do. They can't deny us access to the parking lot and let the general public use the parking lot. So, we're in a real good position that way. Stewart's management will provide me with a letter this week. Any comments?
I just wanna say that I can't believe how on top of these things you are, and that it's a really good idea, and I think it's a big asset for the sheriff's department as well
My
as.
thought there was, I don't want to increase the bills for the town of Palatine, but we need more room. And if we add that, you realize all the argument that went on here in the past in building a new building, that is within 50 square feet of what you were going to build. And putting the sheriff's department out front is a wonderful service for our taxpayers. And not only that, it will increase the revenue of our court.
Do you have
So-
an MOU with the sheriff's department at this point?
Jeff Smith and I have met twice, and he is very positive. Now, he can't make a move without Matt Ossenfort or the Board of Legislators. And I have talked to both of them, and they are positive.
If the front of this building were redone in the light of having a sheriff's substation, wouldn't it be, I don't know, I'm just guessing off the back of my head here, but wouldn't it be north of, maybe $20,000-$30,000 to revamp it for them? And shouldn't they pay that amount if they were to come in here?
That's part of the negotiating process. It's about $15,000 in back taxes and expenses that the county wants us to make them whole on that building, up the Pizza Hut. Now, what I
They want a
want,
retroactive
now,
payment.
just a minute. What I want to do is trade that amount out and putting some of that money into our building. And then beyond that, what it takes for them to put the sheriff's office in here, they have agreed to pay.
Is it legal, I'm asking, is it legal for them to try to recover retroactive payments of taxes from us when we didn't incur them in the first place? Meaning, I assume you're talking about Pizza Hut.
Yes.
Before we acquired it. If we acquire Pizza Hut, do we not then not owe the taxes from before?
That's right, but for them to give us the deed, they're saying we gotta pay them that much money.
So they're
So
blackmailing.
whether it's up to us or not is not the question. That's what they want, to give us that building. They have made us whole.
It seems to me there are so many variables involved in this.
There is.
That I wouldn't be I don't feel very secure with the concept, and I never have. Because, for one thing, if we go to two sites, we're gonna incur double the heating bills, double the maintenance, and
Yeah.
so forth. No?
Wouldn't the county pick up?
The
big
sheriff's portion of the building will be heated by the sheriff. We've already discussed that.
Yeah, but the courtroom still has to be heated.
That's right.
Okay, so, well, I'm not for or against until I see everything. What worries me is transparency, and our supervisor's not been transparent with us. I asked you last month for the letter you sent to Cayman.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've sent a lot of correspondence,
Mhm.
and the board has a right to see it before you sent this out. So I'd like any correspondence from the attorney, from Stewart's, from Cayman, from the sheriff's department, and anything else that you have to this. Also, the building committee, you told me last month they haven't met, and I'd like to know when that meeting is, and that should be public for everyone to attend if they want, and also for members of the board to attend. So, what happened to the Cayman letter that you promised me before this meeting?
Chris, you are telling a little less than the truth.
No,
Would
it
we-
was in the minutes.
should
And I
we-
asked you, and you said, I will provide it for you before the next meeting. It's the next meeting, I haven't gotten the letter. This sounds like you've worked up a plan without any discussion to the rest of us, or even us saying, go ahead, you may initiate this plan, which is what should have been happening. So, that correspondence, when can I expect it?
You can't. How's that?
Well, actually.
We are going forward with this deal, whether you like it or not. And the board is going to vote yes or no. It's not going to
Okay,
be
so
Chris Novak
It's not
wants
Chris
this.
Novak, it is transparency of municipal law. It was in the minutes last month that it
You
was.
threatened me.
I didn't threaten
And
you.
I said,
asked for
okay.
it. Okay, no, I asked for
I
it. You said not
understand
a
the
problem.
threat. I understand the threat, and I will not respond.
Okay, so you're hot. So if anybody out there wants to FOIA any of this information, you're
Well,
not going to
sure.
provide.
No, I didn't say that. Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Well, you just said I
said
can't
I'm-
have it. So, matter of fact, I don't need to FOIA because I'm a member of the board. I could just request. So I'm requesting it now. When can I have this information that you sent to Cayman, the attorney Stewart's, and the county?
You have her in front of you.
No, you sent the letter to Cayman.
Oh, yes, I
negotiated.
did.
Okay, where is it
Yes.
and when can I have a copy of it?
It's in Greg Dunn's office.
Well, how about a
Greg Dunn
copy
has
of
it all. Why don't you go see Greg Dunn? Can you demand stuff from him like that? Or do you
Actually,
ask?
yes, we can.
Okay.
I asked you last month and you didn't give it,
No,
and
you
now
didn't.
you're not giving it. And don't play games.
I'm not playing
So
games. You
you're-
didn't ask me. You threatened me.
I didn't threaten you.
Yes,
I
you
asked
did.
you, and I'm asking you again for this information.
No.
When can I have this information? When can the other members of the board? I'm sure
Chris.
Hank would like to see it. Would you like to? Okay,
Chris.
so two of us would like to see the information. When can we get this information?
Chris, if you ask politely, I provide. If you threaten me,
I
will
asked
give you
politely
nothing.
last month.
No, you
And-
didn't.
Okay. It was
Should
a
we
part
play
of
it
the-
back?
It was in part, yes. I asked for it. You said you'd have it before the next meeting.
No, I did not. Don't put words in my mouth. No, that's not the case at all, Chris. You threatened me. You told me to have it on the table by the next meeting or else.
I
That's
never
exactly
said that.
what-
Never said those words,
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
Okay? And
Okay.
I'm asking for it now. When can we have this information? The two of us asked for it. So when can two board members have this information?
Okay, going forward, what we are going to do here, we are going to have a meeting and we are going to charge the building committee with how to proceed with, yes, with the expenses.